It is famed for its majestic architecture, its vibrant cultural scene, as well as football and the tango. But in recent years, Buenos Aires has been adding another string to its bow. The Argentine capital is fast becoming a regional leader for innovation and technology startups. It wouldn't be right to say that Argentina is the Silicon Valley of Latin America. There are many countries in this region that have growing tech sectors. But there is something rather unique about the industry here in Argentina.
Everything is out there to be reinvented. The economy has not been very dynamic for decades, so that also leaves these new tech companies competing against basically dinosaurs.
It's like a young country coming from immigrants. I think immigrants are in a way entrepreneurs by definition. We tend to think a lot out of the box.
We have crises for many years, every 10 years, and that changing of the environment, which is almost constant, has made all the entrepreneurs from Argentina very resilient. They need to be flexible and creative to deal with these permanent challenges.
Essentially, Argentina is one of those countries that has been up to now where if you can do business in Argentina, you can do business in pretty much anywhere.
A new wave of startups are following the multi-billion-dollar footsteps left by companies that dominate the Latin American market. Mercado Libre is the eBay or Alibaba of Latin America. Founded in 1999, it's now valued at just under $10 billion. Despegar, the travel website, also founded in the same year, now operates in over 20 countries. And the crisis of 2001 in Argentina led to 4 unemployed friends founding the software developing giant Globant in 2003. These are 3 of the Latin American unicorns, the name given to startups valued at over $1 billion. This sector attracts high-level finance, and Argentina has produced many success stories. At the upper end of this entrepreneurial ecosystem are the investors. They help promising startups. Gabriela Ruggeri has been in this sector since 1997 and is something of a trailblazer. Ruggeri runs the company Overboost that largely focuses on education startups. Overboost works across Latin America, but chose to be based in Argentina.
We believe Argentina to be one of the most interesting markets in Latin America, primarily for its talent. The kind of mindset that you have in Argentina, the vision that of having impact in what they're doing, crossing borders, understanding that their market is not just their country, but the region or the world. That is something that is very internalized in Argentine entrepreneurs.
When we started with OneFix, we knew that Argentina will definitely be an interesting market, but if we wanted to build something big, we had to be in Mexico and Brazil. So from the get-go, you're kind of like have this like regional approach.
OneFix is one of the fastest growing startups in Argentina. It's a platform that links customers with home service providers from plumbers to painters. CEO Matias Recchia says his company is bridging a technology gap in a country that was late to join the smartphone revolution.
With many of these service providers, the first phone they have is when they join OneFix. So we actually train them on how to use their phone and how to use our app and how to use the camera in the phone. It's people that did not have a computer before and probably did not have internet access. And it's kind of like fast forwarding 10 years in a couple of years.
So many people are finding jobs to these new companies. At the Ministry of Production, that is the bottom line, to create new policies designed to help startups and small businesses thrive.
It's very important to foster entrepreneurship because entrepreneurs are going to create the jobs that we need. To be very clear, in Argentina the working population is around 20 million people and only 6 million people have a registered job in the private sector. We need to create millions of jobs, I would say, in the private sector, registered jobs. And those are going to be created not by big companies, but by SMEs.
One of the flagship policies at the Ministry of Production is easing how business is done. In some provinces in Argentina, opening a new business was a time-consuming task.
Between 3 months and a year and a half, depending on the province. Yes, in some provinces that process a year and a half. We were, and we still are, one of the most closed economies in the world, and that's a problem because there's no way that Argentina can grow in that way.
The World Economic Forum ranks Argentina 92nd out of 137 countries for competitiveness. In the region, Brazil, Uruguay, Peru, Colombia, Mexico and Chile all stand ahead. High taxes and high inflation are the key problems. But the forum did hold its Latin America summit in Buenos Aires earlier this year as a show of faith in the direction the economy is slowly moving. Yet on that same day as the summit, in April of this year, there was a nationwide strike in Argentina, offering a sharp reminder of the reality of the labour disputes and discontent at austerity measures. And Argentina is no stranger to the problems created by the so-called gig economy. Buenos Aires, like many major cities across the world, has had protests over Uber, for example. So there is a growing debate about how the future economy should look. Argentina 2030 is a group of intellectuals and academics that advises the government on public policy. The director is wary of jobs created in the so-called gig economy.
Most of these platforms, the sharing platforms, could be the solution to many deficits in job creation, particularly in the informal sector. But we have to extend benefits, we have to regulate those new platforms in order not to create jobs that are highly precarious. I think that that's one of the main assignments in the world, in particular in Argentina, to potentially fortify, expand these sharing platforms in a way that doesn't create jobs at the expense of social benefits that have been here for ages.
The economic context of the startup phenomenon in Argentina is one of high levels of social and economic inequality. Many sectors of society have poor access to technology. Many workers have informal employment or low wages. The poverty rate is 30%, and technology is, broadly speaking, a sector dominated by men.
Yo vengo de secundario, estudiando lo que es programación. Entonces era un poquito más que nada retomar lo que yo había aprendido ahí. Me gustaba mucho y bueno, después es como que me alejé un poquito por miedo.
24-year-old Daniela Belvedere recently entered the industry as a junior programmer.
Me sentí como media inhibida. Generalmente los chicos de mi curso iban a las diferentes universidades a entrar y es como que ninguna de las chicas como seguían eso y me quedé como, bueno, no sé qué hacer.
Daniela is now developing software at the giant Mercado Libre. She gained the skills by training at a coding bootcamp run by a much smaller startup, ADA, which has a strong accent on social impact.
Un coding bootcamp. Un coding bootcamp es una formación intensiva en programación. Nuestro coding bootcamp es solo para mujeres. Formamos a mujeres en programación y las conectamos con oportunidades laborales, tanto con nosotros, porque desarrollamos software para clientes, o con otras empresas.
Celeste Medina is the co-founder of ADA, a company that started in 2013. They offer impact sourcing.
El impact sourcing son empresas donde otras empresas terciarizan su servicio de desarrollo y estas lo que hacen es no solo satisfacer las necesidades de clientes, sino también generar un impacto social.
Part of the work at ADA is taking an active role in its students' search for work.
No era como cualquier curso, sino que después daban un seguimiento en cuanto a lo laboral y es lo que más me interesaba a mí, porque a mí me pasó que sola, mandando emails o mandando currículums, yo no sentí que podía ir sola, digamos, siendo junior. Nada, eso era lo bueno y es lo bueno del bootcamp de ADA.
Working with 60 women this year, ADA hopes to expand so that 240 women will have trained with the company by the end of 2018. The tech sector is expanding rapidly, particularly in the larger companies like Mercado Libre.
In Argentina specifically, we are hiring more than 500 developers every year. So imagine, just for you to realize, when I joined Mercado Libre 2 years ago, we were in IT 800 people, and now we have hired 800 more in only 2 years.
But there is still a gender imbalance in specific sectors such as IT.
That's a very big challenge in the world, and we're part of it, but in Latin America I think it's also a big issue. We're working very hard to improve that. In Mercado Libre we are 55% male and 45% female. In IT specifically it's about 20% female, because in the universities you find less girls.
Startups and government programs aim to redress this gender imbalance. But meanwhile, there are hundreds of startups in a thriving community in Argentina. At the technological district in Buenos Aires, the city offers incentives to companies that settle here, and it's creating a hub for new companies.
Today in Argentina we have only 3 cybersecurity companies that build solutions for cybersecurity matters. In 2007 there is no companies doing that type of things here in Argentina.
VU Security works with clients around Latin America from their base in Buenos Aires. This is a prime example of a company that was founded here with local talent and that now provides digital services across the continent.
We mainly focus on banks and financial institutions. We are working from Mexico to Argentina in most of every country. We are trying to build technology that can protect you, your family and your bank account without knowing. So we are building that type of technology to protect the digital citizenship.
This company is viable because of the broader changes taking place in the world economy.
The difference between the gap between doing a company here in Silicon Valley was infinite. Today this is really different because technology, there is no more bridge.
At BlueSmart, Alejo Verlini agrees.
What you get these days is that you don't actually need to physically be where the development of the hardware is, so the software is like more democratized.
BlueSmart is a company of 3 friends that designed the world's first smart suitcase. The cases are made in China, much of the publicity is done in the US, but all 3 founders are Argentine. They crowdfunded the finance for the first batch and soon had 10,000 orders. Amongst their clients was the Olympic sprinter Usain Bolt.
The story with Bolt is that he actually bought a suitcase. He posted a picture on, we didn't know, and he posted a picture on his Instagram or Twitter, and with his leg on top of the BlueSmart suitcase. So we were looking at the suitcase and like a $1 million leg on top of it. He kind of like just loved the product and used it. That's the only way. We didn't like went and reach out to him.
As well as Olympic sprinters and a host of other celebrity clients, BlueSmart have sold to more than 100 countries.
Design and technology is something that resonates in big cities all around the world. It doesn't matter which country, it's more like a mindset.
It is part of the Argentine mindset that makes so many entrepreneurs and tech startups from this country successful, and it's understanding what is needed as a company and as an entrepreneur.
Persistence, without a doubt. Everybody gonna say no, so you need to start looking for the yes.
Emprender es muy difícil, no es para cualquiera. Muy importante ser muy receptivo a las críticas constructivas, aprender constantemente.
Having a high tolerance for frustration and understanding how to capitalize those frustrations is particularly important.
We are in the very south of the world, and software and technology is something that we definitely can, we don't need to be close, to technology today. You can do whatever you want.
Startups may not solve the broader problems of the Argentine economy, but they may offer some solutions that work not only for Argentina, but also for the region and the world.